on divorce court today. In this relationship, she is so jealous of his female online friends that she writes down all of their names. Terrence says Charity is both a social media bully and a real-world flirt who won't introduce him as her man. Terrence Holloway and Charity Mwaura have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mr. Holloway, you say Ms. Mwaura runs all of your female friends off your social media.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
Okay, I use my social media for business.
What's your business?
I have a studio, I have a recording studio, and I have a private barbershop. I keep it private, and then I use it, get most of my clients from social media, friends and family, or just word of mouth. Now, for example, I've actually had Charity go on my page and write down different names and contact information from women off my page. I have over 3,000 people on my page.
Right.
So one time when I actually seen her do it, I'm like, what are you doing? So she tells me, I'm writing down these contact information and these names just in case. And I tell her, just in case of what? So she tells me, just in case I see you with one of these women or you connect with one of these women. So I haven't never been caught cheating. I don't cheat. I love Charity.
You've been together five years, correct?
Yes.
Right. Now, Ms. Mwaura, are you on his social media page writing down the names?
No, that's not how it happens. Actually, he has me assist him with a lot of his networking, and I do jot down the names. There was one girl, I wrote down her name because this woman in particular, her name kept popping up on his phone. So he caught me when I was just writing it down, but I don't go through it and chase women off of your page, your social.
Do you have any fears of him cheating? Has he ever done anything that caused you to
I trust him.
mistrust him?
No, I do trust him. He is trustworthy.
No, I've caught her actually writing down the names. And then I asked her, and she said, this is just in case. She's also got to a point where some of my clients are word of mouth, and it's only through social media. So one lady, I post up pictures of haircuts and stuff like that. One lady asked, she says, hey, on one picture. I don't respond, because I'm not responding to hey. So another picture, she says, will you be there on Friday? So my response is, yes, I'll be here all day. So she gets on the page and says, I'll be there all day with him, and there's going to be a problem when I see you there. But not knowing that this is a woman that's bringing her child to come get a haircut.
Ms. Mwaura, did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Now, why did you do it?
Your Honor, I did that because there have been incidents where, he has a lot of children, who are clients, and their moms come, and some mothers behave a certain way, which is as if he's a single man. He's not a single man. I don't think there's any reason for one of these kids' mothers to come and be flirtatious with Terrence. So
do you trust him?
Yes, I trust him.
Thank you.
Trusting him means trusting him. In all circumstances. So he can go to his job and whatever, tacky woman wants to say something ratchet and wrong to him, you trust him. I mean, if you can only trust him as far as you can see him, that's not trust, that's just verification. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, Mr. Holloway, you say Ms. Mwaura has gone so far as to bully people online so they wouldn't contact you anymore.
Yes.
When have I done that?
Yes,
we'll find out together. Come on, Mr. Holloway, tell us all about it.
So, for example, somebody else actually just started liking my pictures. So if they like over 2 pictures, if it's just over 2 pictures, then she's on their page and she's talking about there's going to be problems with that person and her. So one person actually got in contact with her back. So they go back and forth, and next thing you know, this is another potential client, and I'm losing all this money because of you.
What you doing on his page anyway?
Well, like I told you, he has me on his page for a lot of the networking. It's not like I'm just snooping through his page. If I'm going to get, a phone number for him or somebody's email address, that's why I'm on there. But he's also not mentioning the fact that I have a lot of males that I have to deal with in my line of work, and when he sees them on my social media page, he'll message them, or he'll just be, he'll give me this.
Hang on.
He'll give me the silent treatment all day until I find out
what
what it's about.
do you do for a living?
I actually just finished my internship for social work for the penitentiaries.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you specifically about the woman that he says you bullied.
I didn't bully that woman.
Well, what did you say to her?
I just asked who she was.
She's not a friend no more.
Hang on. Ms. Mwaura, tell me.
I simply messaged the woman and asked her what her relationship with him was.
Why did you do that?
Because of what she was commenting on his page. Ooh, you look good. Oh, you look sexy. This. So I just simply asked. So then from that message, it went back and forth, and then I just
Ms.
blocked
Mwaura,
her.
you need to grow up. I know you're a whole lot younger than he is. You're 23 and you're 37.
Yes.
And you kind of brought a little bit of this on yourself by getting a little, not a little girl, but someone close to it.
Yes.
But Ms. Mwaura, you need to grow up. You either trust him or you don't trust him. People are going to hit on him. People are going to do whatever. And if you spend your time engaging everyone who might actually try to hit on him, you're going to spend a lot of time fighting with the public. And fighting with the public he's trying to get money from and causing dissension with him. You're pushing him away by engaging people for fear that they might someday try to talk to him. And if your game is right, he's going to like coming home. You don't have to worry what other people bring to the table. So just don't live in fear. Fear will kill you. Mr. Holloway, you say that she flirts while she's in your store or in her store, your store.
Yeah, no, that happened at a store. It's a store in our neighborhood.
Right.
and I guess the boss's son just started working there. So I go to the store, and when I go to the store, I get what I'm getting. And first thing that he asked me is, "Who's that lady that be with you?" I wanted to give her my number. And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, that's my woman." And then he just smirks at me and starts laughing. So I'm like, "What does this mean?" So I go straight to Charity. I'm like, "What are you saying to this man why you're in the store by yourself?" Because when we're in there, nobody's saying nothing to me. So she says it's nothing, and it leaves it as that. So I keep on trying to ask her, and she always, it's nothing. She has no
What's happening with the guy at the store?
Your Honor, I'm a smiley person. I smile at everybody I encounter. That's just my nature. Usually I can't have a conversation without breaking out and smiling. I'm not extra flirtatious or extra nice to the person.
But people just take it that way.
They do take it the wrong way. They misinterpret my friendliness, and that's all that is. I have never been unfaithful, and I don't have a wandering eye.
Have you ever caught her being unfaithful?
No, I haven't.
Next, was Charity's move out of state a secret revealed or simply a failure to communicate? Are you considering marriage but aren't sure that your intended is really right for you? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real people, real conflict, real judgments. Divorce Court continues.
Now, Ms. Mwaura, you say Mr. Holloway has some issues with communication, and in fact that he can't do so. He gets angry about things as opposed to discussing them. Why don't you give me a couple of examples of his inability to communicate and what he does instead?
Okay, well, maybe about 2 years ago, I got an acceptance letter in the mail to go to school out of state. So I called him. I was really excited, and it was the school my mom went to and stuff. So I was like, okay, I get to, make her proud too. So the school happened to be in Kansas City. So I call him and I'm like, hey, I got accepted, and he just started cussing me out, hung up on me, started sending me all types of text messages, just a whole bunch of craziness, so where I couldn't even enjoy the moment of being accepted and moving out of town. I wasn't trying to leave him. I just wanted to go finish up my degree.
Did you go?
I did go.
Good for you.
I did go, and I did. I came back in May because I finished, but that was that. But we had communication problems. Then in April, when was it? On Easter morning, I was sick, and I was out there in Kansas City by myself. And I thought I just had a stomach ache or something. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to church around 10, but let me go to the hospital because something didn't feel right. I get there, I'm thinking I'm about to be in and out. They're like, you have pancreatitis. So I was in the hospital for 7 days, the whole time in a foreign state, just by myself. So if I wasn't answering his phone calls, he'd text me or call, or if I wasn't in the mood to speak, or if I couldn't talk, he'd be like, why are you ignoring me? What are you doing? He had no empathy for me whatsoever in that time, and I was in a lot of pain.
What did you think she was doing laying in a hospital bed with pancreatitis?
Okay, first, let me tell you from the beginning.
All right.
Now, we was together one night, and we had a real heated conversation. So the next night, we come, and we talk about how our relationship is going, and everything is good. Everything is good. We talk about future plans and stuff like that. And then within 2 days, she calls me at work and says, I'm moving to Kansas City. And I had no idea. She didn't tell me that she even sent a letter out. She told me that she's going to school.
She hadn't told you she had applied or anything?
No. So then I'm like, okay, you're moving to Kansas City. She said, I got accepted in school. I'm like, she was already going to school.
That's kind of cold. You know that, right?
He knew.
I did not know.
I promise you, I told you. I really did.
That's not something you tell a significant other. That's a conversation. That's a full conversation. That's a sit down. This is what I want to do. This is how long I'm going to be gone. This is how I think it's going to affect the relationship. How do you feel about it? It's a conversation. It's not a mention. Okay? We clear on that? Tell me about the meal that you made he didn't like.
I made him some tilapia, macaroni and cheese, and greens. He said I didn't fry the fish. It wasn't crunchy enough. So he threw it away. And I'm like, well, okay, do you want me to make you something else? He was like, no, I'm not hungry. So I left, and I went to go get something to eat. I asked him, would you like something from the store? He was like, no, I'm good. So I come back, and he's on the couch. I start eating, and then he's like, where's mine? I'm like, you just told me you didn't want anything to eat.
Mr. Holloway, was there a major argument behind that, or was it?
Yes.
How angry? Why was it a major argument?
I was working 12 hours, and I came home she usually cooks it in a certain way, and it just wasn't that way. And I was very upset. I did have a couple drinks, and I got there, and
it was... perfect meal gets made on occasion. I mean, come on now. It's ridiculous. She made the effort.
Yeah,
it wasn't perfect. That's ridiculous.
I was really in the wrong, because I was...
Yeah, okay. All right. You ought to be glad you're not my husband. I don't care how bad the meal is. I tell him to choke it down and keep it moving.
When Divorce Court continues, is Charity's road rage so out of control that police became involved?
Do you think Charity is right to copy down all of Terrence's social media friends? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
You say Ms. Mwaura has road rage that is out of control.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Give me a
Very
couple
much.
of instances where she lost her mind on the highway.
It's every day. it's every day. If you cut her off, then you might have a potential problem behind you. What
does she do?
It's been one. I'll go with the worst and go back.
Okay.
One time, we were on the freeway. A lady cuts her off, so they have a honking rage going on first. So the lady flips her off, and then it was a wrap. Then she's in the car cursing. I can just see her. I can see it escalating like a meter. She finds out how to get in front of the lady, stops the car, gets out, and continuously hits this lady in the face. So I get out the car, and I'm like, I'm trying to stop it, but it's kind of hard to, stop the whole confrontation.
Because
I have to directly get in the middle.
Right.
So the lady found a way to cut up out of there once I got in the middle. She gets in the car and smashes off. And then the argument stays with me in the car because I stopped it.
Ms. Mwaura?
He's leaving a major part out of that.
Okay, you tell me what he left out.
Okay, when I did cut her off, get back in front of her, she spat on my face.
She spat out of her window into your window?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that.
Yes, ma'am.
Can that happen, Joe?
The driver's side is on this side. The driver's side is on this side. So I had to be in the middle. That means this lady had to spit through me to spit on her.
That don't make any sense. That don't make any sense at all. That doesn't
That's
happen.
what happened.
That doesn't make sense. Why did you cut her off?
Because I was angry, and that was my
Isn't
bad.
that silly?
That was.
Do you know people die from that nonsense? Somebody could have had a kid in the car, and you so busy trying to, because you've been enraged, you cut somebody off. The lady behind her might have had a kid in the car. She wasn't paying enough attention. Bam! You got a dead 3-year-old on your conscience for the rest of your life.
I was in the wrong for that.
And you're in the wrong whenever you are in road rage. Is it a habit with you?
No.
Yes.
No,
we've even been pulled over by the police.
That's not
What
true.
happened?
Because another cutoff. So then now she's chasing the car. So the highway patrol gets behind us, and they see exactly what's going on. So we pull over, the highway patrol man comes to us and like, what's going on? She's like, nothing. It was the man in front of us. So I'm like, I calmed the situation down. I told her it was a little bit of road rage, and this happens to us kind of often. So he talked to us and gave us a warning. But then again, right when the highway patrol leaves, the argument stays in the car with me.
Are you so enraged by somebody else's bad driving that you have to continue to express your anger even when that person is no longer there to receive it?
Your Honor, this is not a continuous thing. It's not something that happens every day.
Did that happen?
That did not happen.
Yeah.
So the highway patrol didn't pull you over?
No.
You made that up out of whole cloth?
Not for a road rage. I had a tail light out. My back left was out.
Plus.
That was
That's
it.
what he said. That was the reason. But he's seen us. And I know he's seen us because he talked about it.
Were you engaged in a process of combative driving when he stopped you for the tail light? Come on, be truthful.
I'm being very honest, no.
So it's just that one road rage incident, it never happened
there's
before.
been other incidents, don't get me wrong.
And that was one of them.
But it's not like an everyday when I'm on the way to work. Or
How often do you get into a road rage
maybe
incident?
like twice a week.
Thank you.
Judge Lynn Toller's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toller's ruling right now.
Ms. Mwaura, I know this is off the subject, but I'm really intense about this particular thing. When you have a case of road rage, it's always your fault because it's your decision to make your anger an accident waiting to happen. And if the entire world can take over your day by cutting you off, then the entire world owns you. The size of your mind and your life and your heart and your spirit can often be determined by the size of the things that bother you.
Right.
So if such small things bother you, you need to look in the mirror and in your own heart and yourself and say, what's wrong with me? Because there's something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe that you bully people on the internet. I believe that there is a fear and an insecurity in you that appears as anger and bravado. And I think that your failure to understand what that is, see it for what it is, and deal with it for what it is going to haunt you for the rest of your life until you decide to make it right. You with me?
Yes.
You
I
with
understand
me?
what you're saying.
You want $1,000 from this man to move.
Yes.
Out of his, you tell me why I should give you $1,000.
I would like $1,000 so that I can move out some of my belongings because we share furniture. Some of it was purchased by me, some was purchased by him. The couches I bought, the bed is his. I want that, and I need to be able to move, get the U-Haul, and even I have the money to put a deposit for the apartment. I just need the rent, which is equal, which is $1,015. So I have to do that plus that again for first and last.
Okay. Mr. Holloway, do you deny the fact that the two of you invested in furniture together?
She can have the furniture.
She can have the furniture.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. If she wants the furniture, she can have the furniture. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hold on to it, but there's no reason for me to pay for her living expense leaving out.
He's right about that. Let me tell you why. Y'all weren't married. And I know that people end up in court fighting over items that they shared and bought because they acted like they were married. They were shacking up and they were buying things together. And you're going to have the same difficulty separating your assets as you do when you're married. But when you are married, we have a whole process and procedure set up for that. There was promises made and obligations to be formed, and you cannot get the benefit of those promises and obligations if you did not make them. So what I will do is give an order that says, Ms. Mwaura, you can have the bedroom set and the living room set mutually owned by both parties, and you are to retrieve those items within 15 days. It is so ordered.
Terrence and Charity respect the judge's ruling. They have moved out and moved on. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.